Okay, welcome back to another episode of Don Tesla Pod. It's been a while, but right now we have me and Getz. Will couldn't make it for this episode, so we're just going to do a little duos right here. So,
Yo.
First thing up, we got Dodgers win the World Series.
Yeah, they were I saw an interesting statistic that they were favorites in every one of their 70-something games this year, which is crazy. They really were the best team, but the best team doesn't always win. And they finally did it this year. Clayton Kershaw, who's choked various times throughout his career, finally gets that off his back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then getting Mookie Betts looked like it was a smart idea for them, too. It looked like the Redskins might regret doing that in the future, too.
Yeah, and they were able to get him re-signed. He only had a half contract left when he got there. And it was kind of like when they got Manny Machado, he only had half a year left, but they were able to actually re-sign Mookie, so that's the best part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that everybody's talking about is the Rays taking out Blake Snell after he had allowed 2 hits all game.
Mm-hmm. That basically gave us the win right there. Basically gave the Dodgers the win right there, because at the point it was like the Rays was up 2-1, right?
They were up 1-0, and then he gave up 1 run on 2 hits, I think. But they immediately pulled him. I didn't understand it. He had been dealing all game. He already had like 9 strikeouts through 5 innings. So
yeah, that's probably, and they end up regretting that decision at the end.
If I was him, I would have put up a bigger fight to come out of the game. I would have said, "No, you're not taking me out."
Yeah, but it didn't happen. Dodgers win. 2 LA teams won their championship games. Will the next team be the Rams? Probably not. Definitely not. But people are
They're
saying
not a bad football team though.
Yeah, they're not. But they're losing to the Dolphins right now, right?
Yep. Yeah, they are. Sadly.
We're gonna talk about Tua later, but let's get right. And Justin Turner had COVID before the game. Well, was it? I think it was before the game. Finally, he had COVID before the game. Staying in the locker room the whole entire time. Dodgers win the World Series. He was supposed to stay in the locker room and quarantine, but he decided to disobey the rules and come out, start celebrating with his teammates, take off his mask. He saw him out there with his teammates, his girlfriend, everything, exposing them all to the virus. Guess your thoughts about that?
Yeah, that's a really bad look. I mean, I understand it's like you don't get to win the World Series. Like you don't get to experience that many times, if at all. Most players don't. But like, it just seems kind of selfish for him to come out after he'd already been, caught with it. And the thing that I'm wondering is if they had gone to Game 7, they would have had to see a lot of people with COVID because he was like at the facilities. So I think the MLB is pretty lucky that this thing actually ended in 6.
Yeah, but it's not really the best look for the MLB because you saw with the NBA. NBA had 0 cases throughout the whole entire playoff run, and the WNBA too. But then MLB comes out last day, someone gets it, and he could basically got everybody else in that World Series game get COVID. And there was fans there too, so.
Yeah, MLB I think they should just be glad that their season's over.
Yeah. Now they got lucky right there, but let's get right into football. So Michael Thomas, I think it was like 2 weeks ago we was talking about Michael Thomas getting benched and getting fined. I think has he played yet since then?
No, he hasn't. I'm wondering if it's like an injury-related thing or.
It's because he argued with his head coach Sean Payton. Yeah, argument. That's when remember he got in a fight with his teammate and he argued with his head coach. He got fined.
The Saints are not that good of a football team this year. They're kind of living off their reputation. They've had some questionable games.
But they don't seem like they're interested in trading him away. But when it comes, they should trade. Do you think they're gonna trade him away and just go for a full rebuild?
Depends on his contract situation and everything, but
because this Drew Brees definitely last year because he said himself it's gonna be his last year.
Oh, okay. Well, then I think you have to go into the rebuild for sure.
because he signed like a 1-year contract. And he was going to retire last year, but he decided to do one more year.
Or you could hand the reins over to Jameis.
But you heard the head coach talking about Taysom Hill, how he wants to give Taysom Hill the ball, but I don't see that
Taysom
happening.
Hill will never be an NFL quarterback. He'll never be a real NFL quarterback. He's just not good enough.
Yeah. So, Le'Veon Bell got released from the Jets, signed with the Chiefs. Gets your thoughts about this?
What an upgrade, first of all. And what was the reason for the Jets doing this? Was it like cap space or?
I don't know. Probably because like he didn't like being there.
Yeah.
I don't know. He should have never left the Steelers. That's the biggest mistake he ever did. Should have never left the Steelers. He held out the whole entire season and got signed with the Jets, out of all the teams.
Yeah, but now he's at the best team in the NFL, surely. So.
Mm-hmm. And then speaking about,
I just wonder where the Chiefs come up with this cap space. They seem to they're on Madden and they've turned off the cap.
Yeah.
They've just turned it off.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, but still not going to stop the Bills in the playoffs.
The Bills are looking really
not good.
What was it? They lost the Titans, right? They didn't lose back-to-back weeks. They bounced back last week, right?
Yeah. And they also lost to the Chiefs too.
Oh, okay, yeah, they did lose.
And they barely beat the Jets. I'm pretty sure they're losing to the who was it? Who are they playing?
The Patriots. I think they were leading last time I checked.
They are? Okay. Dang, this culture is.
But I don't know. The back-to-back losses to the Titans and the Chiefs, it's like those are the teams that you're gonna have to beat eventually.
Yeah. I might have to pull away from my prediction from earlier this season.
Right. It seems like the Bills might be a team that just beats who they need to beat, but they don't beat those top-tier teams that you're gonna have to beat.
Yeah, they need some more pieces for their team, and they need Josh Allen to develop to a superstar QB. Because he looked like he was in his MVP season, but when he playing against the teams that he needs to beat, this falls under pressure.
Yeah.
Selling my fantasy team too. Him and Lamar. Have them both.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Julio Jones. I don't know if this is true, but I heard that he's on the trade block for the Falcons.
Well, the Falcons are going to go through a rebuild, I think, surely pretty soon.
So what team would you think would pick up Julio Jones?
Well, every team would love to have a guy like Julio Jones, I would assume. But, let's just think locally. Mm-hmm. The Birds could use Julio Jones. I know we're kind of cap-stricken, but every other team seems to make it work. Our receiving core is like Travis Fulgham, freaking Jason Kroom, and John Hightower and Jalen Reagor's coming back this week, I think. So Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson are just not good enough. Even if they were healthy, I don't even like those guys anymore on our team.
Yeah, haven't been the same since 2018 for the Eagles. And also, if Julio does join the team, this is going to end up getting injured because he's joined the Eagles. So, okay, so Dez Bryant signed with the Ravens. Thoughts about this?
This is irrelevant. Dez Bryant is terrible. He's slow now. He was good back in his day.
Okay.
But he is so slow now. He could be a tight end. That's not even. The guys like Travis Kelce and these tight ends, they're faster than him too. And they're bigger and they have better hands now. I don't know. He's just way past his prime. There's no way he actually makes an impact on this football team.
Okay. Antonio Brown signed to the Buccaneers.
I don't get it. They strengthen their strength, but they also bring Antonio Brown into the locker room when they've had a lot of guys who are really selfless and stuff. And it also, I don't know, Antonio Brown has been in the league, 2 years now? A year and a half?
Mm-hmm.
Still serving suspension now?
Definitely seems like it's done.
Definitely seems like it was a Tom Brady thing and not a Bruce Arians thing.
Yeah. Okay, so Tua starting.
This was wrong. Fitzpatrick had them in a good spot. I don't understand. I think it's Fitzpatrick last season, right? He said that.
Mhm.
They're what are they? 3-3?
Mhm.
They're right in the thick of things. They can make a wild card. They're a game off of the division lead or something like that. I think it's
Yeah.
just wrong to get rid of Fitz at this point. But looks like Tua's doing all right today.
Yeah. He's throwing 9 for 18, a touchdown, 67 yards for passing, and they're winning 28-10 against the Rams.
That's crazy. That's not even like that crazy of a stat line. 67 yards in the whole game
Mhm.
on
Fourth quarter.
50% completion.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's his first game, so we'll see how he develops from here. But I just feel bad because Ryan Fitzpatrick, like he was like happy when Tua got in the game last time, but we heard that he's starting. He just like felt like it was just a shot in the heart from there because
Right.
he
This
was
was
doing
his
so
team.
good. He was doing so good for them. Got him to a 3-3, second best team in the AFC East.
But in general, I like their coach. I think he's building
Yeah,
like what do you call it?
a culture.
Yes, a culture there.
Mhm. I feel like this team's going to be good in the future for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
For sure.
Okay, and then Cowboys lost Dak Prescott, lost Andy Dalton, and now they're starting the legendary. Let me get his name right. Ben DiGucci. Is that his name? Is that got it right?
DiNucci.
DiNucci. Okay, Ben
Yeah.
DiNucci.
From James Madison University.
James Madison.
Yep.
TikTok is going crazy about him right now.
Ben DiNucci versus Carson Wentz. The first time, it was like the first time in a lot of years, or maybe even ever, that two FCS quarterbacks are playing against each other as starters. Because you think Carson Wentz, North Dakota State, and then Ben DiNucci from James Madison. Yeah, I think Andy Dalton's been ruled out at this point for tonight's game. The Eagles should win, but I would never be surprised with this team if they keep it close. But they will win.
I'm going with the Cowboys on this one.
That's ridiculous.
I want to see you guys all upset that you guys lost to the Ben DiNucci led Cowboys.
I mean, I wouldn't even be that shocked. I'd be disappointed. I wouldn't be that shocked. But if we do win this game, we probably go on to win the division, get a firm hold of the division.
The football team is winning the division. The football team.
This is so strange.
Watch like the worst
division ever.
Yeah, this is sad. So let's get to some.
Eagles are actually quite a good football team, honestly. They're built pretty good, but like they have a lot of injuries. They should be like a 9-7 team, like last year, but they've just been hit with the injury bug more so than usual years, even more. We're already unlucky. The other teams are just bad, and the Cowboys lost their starting quarterback. The other teams are just bad, though.
Yeah, I think Redskins should start my boy Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, that was kind of messed up, but whatever.
Free my man Dwayne. He did nothing wrong. But let's get to some NBA stuff. Stan Van Gundy signed as the Pelicans head coach for 4 years. Guess your thoughts?
Good move. I was really I disagreed with them firing their coach in the first place.
Yeah.
But Stan Van Gundy is one of the few coaches that I think fits really well.
Yeah, Stan Van Gundy. He showed that he in the past that he can lead a NBA final contender to the finals, as you saw with the Dwight Howard and the Magic. Even though it didn't work out at the end, but he has like a similar team with like #1 pick overall, Zion Williamson. He has some good young players around them, and JJ Redick was talking about how he's so excited about this year because he gets to reunite with his first head coach. So that's pretty exciting right there. So I think this will be a huge help for the Pelicans. I didn't really like them firing Alvin Gentry, but it's looking great. At least they didn't sign Brett Brown.
Yep.
So next thing, Tyronn Lue signed as the Clippers head coach.
This is terrible. I don't even understand how things like this can happen. Doc Rivers is a way more experienced championship level head coach. Tyronn Lue has a ring, sure enough, but he did get carried by LeBron. LeBron just wanted a figure in there so that he could really be the leader. Um, he doesn't really seem to like Tyronn Lue doesn't even really have like the highest basketball IQ. I think it's such a downgrade from Doc Rivers. I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a downgrade from Doc Rivers. Yeah, he did get carried by LeBron, like, but it seemed
Tyronn
like
Lue made his whole career off of that. It's crazy. Was that his first head coaching job too?
yeah.
This is crazy.
But the Clippers players love that he got signed as a head coach. So
Because they're a bunch of losers. They don't like to win.
Yeah, Clippers always choke every single year. Never
Yeah.
trust the Clippers.
They don't have a winning mentality. They want a head coach that's going to be their friend.
Mm-hmm. And then rumors have it that Clippers teammates are not happy with Kawhi because of load management. They felt that he got more favoritism for.
They're babies.
Yeah.
This is the thing about the Clippers. They are babies. This is so ridiculous. Kawhi Leonard knows what it means to win a championship. You guys don't. You guys play for the Clippers.
Kawhi should never left the Raptors in the first place. Get that right.
Yeah, there's just a complete mentality problem over there if they're whining about Kawhi taking load management.
And they're trying, like, people are comparing them to the bad boy Pistons, but they're whining like the.
Right.
I don't know what team that whines a lot. But they're whining like LeBron James when he gets fouled, no offense. But the next thing up, Daryl Morey, new president of basketball operations for the Sixers. Sixers been making some good moves lately, and that's surprising.
Are really pulling everything out of the bag. This is crazy.
I know.
GM of the year, right?
Yeah.
What does this mean for Elton Brand?
Elton Brand is just a general manager, and then basketball operations is going to be him.
Okay. So this staff has just gotten way better with these two additions.
And then they added Sam Cassell as their assistant coach too.
Right, quality assistant coaches too. There was another guy whose name I'm forgetting.
Was it Dan Burke?
I don't know exactly, but on the radio I heard people criticizing Doc Rivers, Doc Rivers because he didn't have a lot of success with the Clippers though. But I feel like that's more on the Clippers.
Yeah, it's
organization.
The Clippers just like over the years, because there's literally I swear there's a curse for the Clippers. Okay, like not to get any superstitions right here, but it's been 55 years they never passed the second round ever. The closest they were was when they had Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, and they blew a 3-1 lead. Same thing with the Kawhi and Paul George when they blew a 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
And I felt like if the Clippers would beat they blew a 3-1 lead to the Rockets that one year with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, they were made it to the NBA Finals against LeBron James, and LeBron would have won his fourth ring back then. No, it would be his third ring, but because the Clippers was a better team than the Warriors back in the day. So.
Yeah.
But I feel like
now they just have to make the moves. You got Daryl Morey. Now you just have to make the moves.
So people are saying that they don't know, like they might do a trade with the Rockets and get James Harden or Russell Westbrook, but I don't see anything that happening for them. But people think they might be trading Ben Simmons away. You think that's going to happen?
I mean, there's always talk of it. The thing, Daryl Morey is not afraid to make a trade. Like he'll go for it and then see the results. So I never thought that the old management would move Ben Simmons seriously, but I think it could really happen with Daryl Morey now. Mm-hmm. He's creative too in his trade deals.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be hard to pronounce this name, but former assistant coach of the Raptors, Nate Jorgen. Okay, I'm gonna call him Nate. Coach Nate, a former assistant coach of the Toronto Raptors, now is the head coach of the Pacers. Good move.
Why did the Pacers even fire their head coach?
I don't know.
they were building a culture there. They had a really good roster.
Hmm. He only been head coach since like it was like Paul George last year as a Pacer, so like been 5 years, 4 years since then. I don't know why they got rid of him.
Yeah, I don't think teams value stability enough. Like it really is an advantage when you have the same head coach coming back year after year.
Yeah, but I think it's good. It's a good pickup because you see how Raptors assistant coaches do with Nick Nurse, assistant coach of the Raptors, became the head coach of the Raptors, won finals, and let's see how it works for the Pacers. And let's see if that can be a way to convince Victor Oladipo to stay. But Steven Silas. Oh, I like this signing a lot. Steven Silas got signed as the head coach of the Rockets. Your thoughts?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know who that is.
Okay, he's the assistant coach for the Mavericks. And Luka Doncic said that he's the reason why the Mavericks were the best offensive team of all time because they were statistically the best offensive team of all time.
I wonder if he does. I wonder if he sticks with small ball or if he tries to go back to or actually gets a big man in there, or I don't know what they want to do with that direction of the team now because they got rid of the coach and they got rid of the GM that really created small ball.
Yeah. And they kind of stuck right there with the two big contracts with James Harden and Westbrook.
Yeah.
But it seemed like the players liked him, so but he might be doing some moves, so we don't know. They might either trade Westbrook first and Harden. And he might be looking away to trade away Eric Gordon too with his contract. But we got Cole. Oh, I already said that. Buck said they won't trade Giannis away. Your thoughts?
He has 1 year left on his contract
Mm-hmm.
for this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why would you trade Giannis? You're never gonna get anything comparable back in value, especially for someone on an expiring contract.
Yeah.
And if your goal is to hold him to like keep him in the long term, so you run it back one more time, maybe show him that you can win there,
and get him the pieces that he needs to win.
Get him a Victor Oladipo.
Give him the Derrick Rose.
Oh yikes!
Mm-hmm. Like do good in the draft. Like find the sleepers in the draft.
I mean, they haven't drafted poorly. They've been drafting pretty late in first rounds recently, and they've gotten some good names.
You got people that missing like Terrence Davis. They missed Terrence Davis, who went on drafting that draft last year, and Brandon Clark, who was late in the first round.
Well, but I guess everybody missed them.
Yeah. But we got so D Rose to the Lakers seems more likely to happen now. Your thoughts?
It's the name D Rose, but they brought him to the Cavs when LeBron was there. He's just not the same. Every once in a while, he'll drop the 40-pointer and it'll be like, oh, it's a flashback of old D Rose, but no, it never is.
Yeah, but bringing D Rose can solve their point guard problem because they don't really have
point guard problem. Yeah, Rajon Rondo and Alex Caruso, both better than D Rose, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to say that.
I feel like the Lakers are going to draft a point guard in this upcoming draft. That's the thing. Or try to draft more shooters on the team.
I don't know if they're going to draft a quarterback, a point guard, because you're not really going to have a rookie make that big of a contribution to a championship team, probably. If anything, they would try to get a veteran guy like D Rose, but I don't see that working either.
Yeah, but it seems like they're more open to trading away Kyle Kuzma.
Oh yeah, I'm open to that too. He's regressed.
Yeah, because he played so good, and they thought they was convinced that they needed to trade Brandon Ingram instead of Kyle Kuzma, which they did.
Yeah, but you don't know if Brandon Ingram's gonna become the star that he does in New Orleans and in LA. Yeah. And once you get a championship, you really.
And also they had the first pick overall. They had Zion. Zion, he's going to come in as a power forward, so they didn't really need another power forward in that trade. He'd probably rather have Brandon Ingram, who can play either small forward, power forward, or shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, DeMar DeRozan, don't like San Antonio. Your thoughts?
Yeah, because they're not winning. But what's his contract situation? If he can get out of it, or is he requesting a trade?
Let me see his contract.
It's quite clear why he doesn't want to be there. They stopped winning once he got there. Like all their streaks of making consecutive playoffs and all that. Must have been sad for him to see Kyle Lowry.
I think his 2 year. I think he has one more year left.
Okay, then he has a little bit of negotiating power in a trade. He can be like, trade me for something now or lose me for nothing later. But what team is searching for DeMar DeRozan? I don't really know if he makes that much of a difference.
Yeah, and his contract 27. He's gonna get paid 27 million this upcoming season. So
yeah, that's a steep price. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But people say if you become a free agent, you might go back to Toronto. That'd be nice to see Kim and Kyle Lowry reunite. But
yeah, that would be nice to see.
Okay, and then so you know how I talk about all these, like all the people who fired their head coaches got their head coaches, but one team,
The Oklahoma
City Thunder. Yes.
You are going to get Brett Brown. That's end of story, end of discussion.
Okay, I want Kenny Atkins. That's the coach I want. You saw how he did with Brooklyn, with those second rounders and late first rounders and those busts they had. Made him to a playoff team. Built a culture for them. He can do the same thing with the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's my case for Kenny Atkins to be a head coach. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even know. That was the Nets head coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even know why he was fired from there. He actually did a good job.
He just stepped down because he knew he was going to get fired soon.
No, yeah.
Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
It's just a little bit different way of saying it, but
yeah. I'm just saying, Kenny Atkins, head coach for Oklahoma City Thunder. Sam Presti, if you're watching this or listening to this, doesn't matter. I want Kenny Atkins.
We'll see if he is listening. We'll see.
So the NBA is thinking about having a 72-game season, but we don't know when will the NBA come back. They're thinking about Christmas, before Christmas, beginning of 2021, or Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
I've heard some players say if they want to come back before Christmas, some of us are just not going to play. Like they need some time.
Yeah, to rest and stuff.
Yeah, they need an off season. Enjoy your championship a little bit. And are they going back into the bubble?
We don't know yet.
Because that's really tough if they have to leave their family again.
For like longer now.
Yeah. Or they could just do it like the MLB where everybody plays at their individual venues, but that leaves you more susceptible to getting cases.
They might have multiple bubbles. He was talking about that idea of Orlando, Chicago. Might have one in Vegas. Who else? No, no, I'm probably have another one in LA. You know, multiple bubbles for them, but we don't know the situation yet. They probably just gonna have no fans and just do what the MLB did, but that's gonna put them in more risk of getting COVID. But
yeah, but that's the only like logistical way. Like NBA players aren't going to want to be in the bubble again without their families and all that for a longer time this time.
Yeah. Well, if they do go back in the bubble, we have Matisse Thybulle bubble vlog again to entertain us.
Yeah, the bubble is definitely interesting.
Yeah. But when do you think the NBA should come back? I feel like they should come back in January of next year.
Yeah, January. Give it a little bit more time.
Like, even though we're missing Christmas basketball, which I love, but we got to get the players some more rest because if they just not going to play, just straight up not going to play. rather
Yeah,
than
like imagine some players are like, I'm not coming back for like the first month. I'm taking the first
like
month off.
what if you put Clippers versus Lakers for Christmas Day, or they're probably gonna put Lakers
But
versus Miami.
LeBron's not playing or Kawhi's
LeBron,
not playing because they
yeah.
need more time.
hmm And then we're basically watching Alec Caruso versus Patrick Beverly
I
for
cannot
Christmas Day.
wait for everyday basketball again, though.
hmm
The bubble really felt like March Madness
Yeah.
because usually every NBA game is like a night game
hmm
and they're all happening at the same time. But the bubble was like you got your 1 o'clock game, your 4 o'clock game, and your 7 o'clock game, and
Yeah.
you can just consecutively watch basketball.
Man. Yeah. I love it because like one game, I'll be at 12, 1, 2, like, and they have multiple channels too. So like, they had some games on TNT at the same time a game as on ESPN because they had two different arenas
Yeah,
at the bubble. And now if they had more bubbles and different arenas too, so we might have even more games playing around the same time.
yeah.
But guys, do you have any predictions about this upcoming NBA offseason? Because I'm pretty sure they haven't started trades yet, so they can't like trade picks and stuff yet. So, and the draft is like in 2 weeks.
Oh man, I don't know. My draft prediction. I mean, we've already made predictions on the draft. The most logical move in the draft to me seems to be James Wiseman to the Warriors. It has to happen. They will be unstoppable if they get a 7-foot center like him.
Yeah.
And people are forgetting about the Warriors because they're slept on now because they had one off season.
I think they might be able. I think they might trade a pick away. They don't get James Wiseman, but they're gonna get James Wiseman because they had the second pick.
Yeah,
And I think the Timberwolves will just follow the hype and draft LaMelo over Edwards.
I don't see that working at all though. LaMelo
Yeah.
and D'Angelo Russell backcourt.
Yeah, it's not gonna work, but like I know they're gonna follow the
Yeah.
hype.
I think they draft Anthony Edwards.
I feel like they always just fall for the hype. The Timberwolves, like saw what they did with Andrew Wiggins. They followed the hype. And
He was a good player.
He was a good player too, not gonna lie, but they're gonna follow the hype and draft LaMelo and try to put him as a shooting guard, put D'Angelo as a shooting guard. I feel like it would be the best play. I feel like the best player with no one pick is going to be Anthony Edwards because he's like he can play defense. He's a combo guard. His shooting's a little questionable, but
yeah,
defense you always can you can always teach shooting, but you can never teach defense. So that's one thing you got to do. And LaMelo doesn't look like he's going to be the best defender, even though he's 6'7". And then people be talking about who was it? Dingy. Don't want to pronounce his last name because I'm gonna get it wrong. But from Israel, small forward, who plays like a point guard, kind of like Luka Doncic.
Oh yeah, I see that. I don't think he's gonna. Like, what league did he play in?
No.
Like in Israel, I don't even.
Probably, I don't know. I'm probably not, definitely not the EuroLeague, but I don't know what league he played in.
Yeah, I see that guy being a bust. I think I said that in our draft prediction too. For every Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis, there's like 100 European busts.
Oh yeah, he played in the EuroLeague.
Okay, but I don't see him being good.
Yeah, I feel like he's just going to go to the Cavs and then Cavs draft bust.
Then you're dead from there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not even that you're a bust. Like you're just drafted to the Cavs and you're already dead.
Yeah, only good player the Cavs have drafted in the past years was like Kyrie Irving and Colin Sexton, and LeBron James, of course. But
LeBron James, now you're going a while back.
Yeah, we're going a while back, but
you couldn't miss. Like you couldn't miss there though.
Yeah. But drafting, and then the year after they drafted Tristan, they drafted Deion Waiters, Tristan Thompson, some decent picks, and Anthony Bennett. And then they drafted Colin Sexton. And then they messed up by drafting another point guard, Darius Garland. That's what's a big mistake.
That's so strange.
Because it was trying to do like a Portland Trailblazers type of thing of having 2 point guards as your 2 guards. But I don't understand because both point guards are under 6'2". that's not going to work. Like even though they're going, I think the NBA is going small ball, so that doesn't matter. Doesn't mean you have to go small balls with your point guards, making like 6'1". I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the other ones, both of them are 6'1". And Colin Sexton's, I feel like he's going to be the more point guard. They should just trade Darius Garland for the value they have right now.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin Porter Jr., that was a good steal for them.
Good pick.
Good pick for them. And I feel like, bro,
You know what's really telling, though? Did you hear that Andre Drummond might decline his player option for $28 million or something like that, just because he wants to leave the Cavs?
That's saying something.
He won't get $28 million anywhere else because he signed that contract a while back when he had all the hype.
Mm-hmm. That's saying something.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's the Cavs. I want to stay there too, but the money too at the same time.
Mm-hmm. He's only played for Detroit and Cleveland in his career. You got to feel bad for him. So maybe he just wants to play on a good team finally.
Yeah. But I forgot what play I was talking about. I was like talking about a player. Yeah, this guy, Josh Green. I want him on the Thunder. Athletic shooting guard. Shooting's a little questionable, but his defense is good.
Why, you want another Andre Roberson?
No, not Andre Roberson, but maybe a little Marcus Smart. A little action right there.
Marcus Smart, when he came into the league, was one of the worst shooters statistically, but he's actually decent now.
Yeah. And guess where he's from?
Oklahoma State?
Oklahoma State.
He's serious. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I remember growing him, watching him on college basketball led us to like the second round of March Madness, but we don't talk. But Marcus Smart from Oklahoma State. I'm pretty sure that's it. Oh wait, so college basketball decided to not do a Orlando type of bubble for each conference and for college basketball. What are your thoughts about this?
What are they doing instead? Like just college football? You just meet each other at each other's venues?
We don't know yet. That they just say they scratched that idea. I feel like the idea would work better for basketball since there's less people on a basketball team, but there's no way we're gonna keep those college athletes there. Because you see how the adults did, like Lou Williams snuck out.
You're gonna see a lot of cases like that, especially with college kids.
Yeah, but we're also saying that.
I cannot wait for college basketball though. College basketball is the greatest, but you're missing the fans now, which is half the experience.
Cade Cunningham, Oklahoma State. Cade Cunningham.
Oh wait, you are missing a topic. Oklahoma State loses to Texas. Their chances of making the playoffs gone. So sad. So sad. I was really rooting for you guys.
Yeah, and we lost the overtime. Bro, that one illegal man down the field, that stole us in overtime. I was watching that. Bro, I've been saying this the whole entire time. I'll be happy if Oklahoma State can just beat Oklahoma. That's the only team I want them to be. But this happens every single year. We start off a great season, and then we lose to Texas, and it goes downhill. We lose to Texas, and then start losing to bad teams like Kansas. But but next game we're playing Kansas State. I'm pretty sure. Then we got
State coming off a loss too.
Yeah, blowout loss. Oh, that wasn't good.
Will Howard with 3 interceptions. It's whatever. We move on to the next game. We're still there with Will Howard.
Yeah, but he's gonna throw like 6 against Oklahoma State. So
6 touchdowns, maybe.
6 interceptions. Spencer Sanders, he did good, but his the O-line sold for Oklahoma State. 2 fumbles on him because they couldn't protect him. Then one of the O-line members, who was a walk-on, got injured. So they're running with their like 3rd string left tackle now. And that left tackle caused them the game too. The same left tackle they put in the game.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
So we don't know.
Yeah, but this is the sad thing. Like, 1 loss and you're done. You're out of the playoffs now. This is why we need to expand it to 8 teams. I don't think more than 8 teams. I think 8 teams exactly. The winners of the major 5 conferences get an automatic bid, and then the three selected teams.
I like that. I've been saying it should be expanded because some people think they should expand to like more than 8 teams, but like no, 8 teams is perfect because football games you can't do like March Madness because like football games are more tiresome for the body and stuff.
And physical and injuries.
Yeah. But 8
like
games.
Also, I feel like in college football, there's like the top 4 teams are very strong.
Mm-hmm.
You get to 8, and there's some teams in there that probably shouldn't be in there. You get to 16, and there's some bad football teams in there.
Yeah.
I think 8 is the right number because 4 is very strong. You have 4 very strong teams. But there might be 5 or 6 who deserve it. So if you do 8, those 5 or 6 get in, and then maybe you have like 2 teams that shouldn't be there. But
it was like Penn State like a couple of years ago when they had like Saquon, they was the 5th seed or the 6th seed and they didn't make the playoffs.
They get robbed.
So like we don't want those situations happening again, because they saw what happened 2012 when they had the 30 seeded team. I'm not gonna say the team because we all know the team name. Was ranked 3rd, and that was like the year before. That was like 1 year before they changed to 4 seeded playoffs when they had LSU versus Alabama. But they had Oklahoma State as the 3rd seed, went undefeated, but they didn't have a chance to play in the conference to the NCAA championship game. And then next year, decided to have 4 teams for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If they had 4 teams, Oklahoma State, NCAA championships. But I'm pretty sure that's all we have for today. Anything else I'm missing? Nope.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so that was an hour. So if you guys are watching from YouTube, make sure you guys like and subscribe, turn this notification on. If you guys are listening from Spotify, follow Apple, subscribe, give us 5 stars. If you want to give us a little message, go on Anchor, go Don't Us a Pod, and send us a little voice message so we'll react to the next podcast. You guys got anything else to say?
Nope.
And that's all we have for today. See you guys later.
I'm outside in an AMG.